Hey everybody, welcome to episode 2 of Out of the Box with Joe Leonard. I am, of course, Joe Leonard, and as I told you all last week and on Sunday morning, I am joined today by some of our youth.
What did you say?
Youth.
I don't know.
Youth. Y-O-U-T-H.
Why do we do what?
Classic. But this little bit was written by yours. They really aren't that hard of hearing. They're hard of remembering, but they're not hard of hearing. But so I am joined today by my mom and dad. This is Jerry and Etta Jane Leonard. We had a scheduling conflict with the youth, so they will join us next week. But we have two very young at heart people today.
Hello.
But before we get to that, we're going to talk about everything that's going on at Godfrey First. It's time for What's Up, Gufunk. You want to sing the theme song? Perfect. What is that from? Do you guys know? I thought it was from the dating game, but it's not. I looked up the dating game. Is it from Laughing, maybe? You know? No, that's not part of the interview. We have no idea. So here's what's going on at Godfrey First. We have this Saturday, men's ministry. The United Methodist men are trying to start again, trying to kickstart again, and they are meeting Saturday at 8 o'clock. If you have any interest in being part of a men's ministry group at Godfrey First, you can come and join that meeting. Again, 8 o'clock Saturday. Share your ideas on what it wants to be. I can't promise that you will get recruited to be a leader of that group, but you should still come and have your say in what's going on with men's ministry at Godfrey First. Dad, you ever been part of United Methodist Men or anything like that officially?
Yeah.
What's some of your favorite? Do you know what you like about it?
Well, I remember
Be a recruiting tool here for our men's ministry.
Well, I can tell you, the first time I was part of Methodist Men, it was at First Church downtown. A couple of years after we moved here in '63, I was made the president of the Methodist
I
Men.
knew it was gonna.
And
Don't worry, that may not happen.
it won't happen.
But yeah, so that's awesome that they're trying to kickstart that once again. Next Sunday, or this coming Sunday, don't forget, is our church picnic. We have regular worship at 8:30 and a slightly shortened service at 10:45, and then 11:45 we take part in our first ever, that I can recall, church picnic. I don't think it's our first ever, it's the only one I can remember. Meat and table service, and something else is provided, I don't know what, but you are asked to bring a side dish or dessert or something with you Sunday when you come. If you have any other questions, you can contact Marsha Thornton, or of course Barb knows all. You can call the church office and ask Barb. On the 22nd is Youth Sunday. We have a big day on the 22nd. At our 2 services in the morning, the youth will come. We're going to actually do an extended version of Out of the Box, I think, as part of the worship service. We're going to ask a whole panel of youth about their faith and their testimony, and about GPS and Ignite and all those kinds of things. So it should be very inspiring to hear from younger people about their faith. And we also burn the prayer requests from the prayer wall that day. We'll do half of them at the first service and half of them at the second service. It's a symbolic gesture of sending those prayers actually up to God. So I know we have a pretty full board. Susan was at the board yesterday, weren't you? We were up church doing stuff, and there's quite a few prayer requests in there, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. She says yes, even though you can't hear her. So we're going to burn those on the 22nd, so that's in the morning. Following the worship service at 1:30, Holy Hiking Boots is meeting at the Nature Institute. If you want to join in on that hiking, it seems to be a lot of fun. It's not really my thing, but well, it's not. Would you go hiking? No, but Matt does. Matt and Jenna go hiking all the time. They love it. Brad does too.
We used to.
Yeah.
But yeah, it'd be a fun thing to do.
If it was inside with air conditioning
That would be good.
and no snakes and bugs, maybe I might.
That would be good. Yeah. That would be good.
But anyway, those that have gone to that have loved it. So it's at 1:30 on the 22nd. If you've brought your dog or pet to the previous ones, just know that they are not invited to come to Nature Institute. They don't allow pets on their trails. Then, I don't have a slide for this, but at 3 o'clock on the 22nd, the Alton Middle School Honors Choir and the Seasons of Life Women's Choir are having a joint program at 3 o'clock, and they came and they set up stuff yesterday, so that's going to be a fun time. Then at 6 o'clock, Ignite is having their first performance of the season of True Light Shines. You guys have that down on your calendar, right?
Oh, yeah.
You're gonna be there
Yeah.
for sure. Awesome. So that's on the 22nd. The only other announcement I want to lift up is Vacation Bible School. That is June 26th through the 30th. If you are interested in helping out with Vacation Bible School, please let Ann McLaughlin know. So, as I mentioned, today is we have my mom and dad here, Jerry and Jane Leonard, and we're going to start off with a fun little game, the Newlywed Game. Now, we're playing this game today because next week is their anniversary, and that's I had them fill out these questions beforehand, and we're going to see which one knows the other one better. All right? So you got to keep score. Okay. What anniversary will you be celebrating next week?
60.
60.
60 years.
60.
Maybe I should get them a present. All right, 60 years. So, where did you go on your first date?
We went to a movie.
Went to a movie.
Moby Dick.
Yes.
Did you write that down later, Mom?
I didn't write that down.
Okay. So they both got a point for going to a movie. Bonus, Mom, do you remember the theater? The name of the theater?
A Joy Theater.
Joy Theater. Dad wrote Joy
Yes,
Theater.
yes.
You just wrote movie. All right, so there you go. I love this question. Who said I love you first? Hold on. Mom said. Dad said it first. Dad said, I don't know.
We say it a lot.
Yes, you do.
All right.
So nobody gets a point there, right?
Well, yeah. Well, if Mom said Dad doesn't know, Mom gets a point.
Okay. All right.
All right. I love this. Who is the funniest? Now, Dad said,
Definitely me.
and Mom said,
Dad thinks he is.
They each get one.
I think they each get a point
Yeah.
for that. All right. Which one of you is the better driver?
Oh, Dad is.
Oh yeah, I am.
Yeah.
She
Yeah.
does a good job though too. We usually share driving when we're on our trips. So.
Yeah. Accident record will say to the contrary
Next
there.
question, Joey.
Okay, Mom. What's Dad's favorite TV show?
NYPD.
NYPD. Dad, is that true? Is that your favorite
Oh,
TV
that's
show?
one of them. Yeah.
All right, so Mom, you get a point for that.
Oh no, wait a minute. No. There's not a show called NYPD.
Oh,
Is
what is it?
there? Chicago PD.
Chicago.
Chicago PD.
That's the one she's thinking.
All right,
of.
I'll get.
Oh, Chicago Fire. I like the whole Chicago health fire PD thing.
All right, so okay, I'm not sure what to do score-wise on that. We may give you half a point for that.
Okay.
All right, so, Mom, what's your favorite TV show? We'll see if Dad got this right.
Probably, well, I like Antique Roadshow, and I like the funny ones. Oh, the new one that they have out now, hang on, Ghosts.
Oh, Ghost, no, that's not it. What did Dad say? Bob Hart, Abishola.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah, she likes that one too. So.
So she likes it. All right, we'll get. But I don't know how to score that either. Okay. What was the first movie you saw together? Dad, you said Moby Dick already. Mom said, Ask Dad. So Dad clearly gets a point for that one.
They're tied now.
All right. Ooh. Okay, so Mom, you answered these. Dad, tell me what your favorite junk food is. I didn't know this. If this is true.
Oh, probably anything McDonald's.
No.
Good answer.
Mom said Cheetos.
Okay.
I like them, but it's not my favorite.
Okay.
You bring a package home every time you go to the store.
Mom, what's your favorite junk food? Nope. Dad said quarter pounder with cheese. So they clearly misunderstood this question. I would have said popcorn for Mom and cashews for you.
Okay, yeah.
That's
Oh,
not
yeah.
junk food though.
I never
Pretty sure it is.
I've never even thought about cash.
Okay.
Still
All right.
tied, 5-5.
I got a point for that one.
Yeah, you did.
Okay, what's your favorite? Okay, Mom, what's your favorite ice cream flavor?
Oh, it's vanilla.
Yep. Oh, wait. I did that wrong. Dad said it was Shivers. What is that?
Ethan chocolate.
Ethan chocolate. Dad said that was your favorite.
Vanilla ice cream with cheap
If,
Ethan
yeah, if
chocolate.
it's at home, it's
All
vanilla.
right. Dad, what's your favorite ice cream?
I would say the same thing.
Yep. Mom said vanilla for you. Okay. Now this one. How many cousins do you have, Mom? Now, Dad counted the ones that have already passed away. How many cousins did or do you have?
I have, let's see, 12.
Dad said 10. Now,
He's gonna challenge that.
I'm going to assume that Dad's right on this
Okay.
because of the genealogy
And-
word.
right,
Yeah,
right,
my guess
right.
is he's probably right on
Yeah.
that.
There may be two I don't claim.
Dad, how many cousins do you have?
Well, if I would have answered this question for me, I would say my whole family is cousins.
Mom said too many, so that's
Oh,
close
yeah.
enough.
Yeah.
So my dad is big into genealogy, and there's a good chance that everyone watching this right now is related in some way,
Amen.
and he can figure out how.
Exactly. That's true.
It's kind of surprising at times.
All right, neither one of you answered this question, so I'm just gonna ask you: if you won the lottery, what's the first thing you'd buy together?
Oh, I forgot to go back and get that. I don't
That's right.
know.
I don't know either.
Yeah,
We'd have to talk about it.
yeah, something for me, probably.
Probably.
Yeah, something for me.
Yeah.
All right, Dad, what was your first job?
I would say paperboy.
Yep, paperboy. Mom, what was your first job?
I worked at the hospital as a, well, it's not an aide, I was a volunteer,
All right,
water pitchers
so that was a volunteer. What was your first paid job? Do you remember?
and, yes, in the department store.
There you go. That's what Dad got. Clerk at a department store. Mom, what's your ideal vacation?
I think going to the beach.
Dad, your ideal vacation?
Beach.
Beach. They both said beach. If money were no object, this is the last question. If money were no object, where would you live together?
I said probably right here, because that's where all you guys are.
Except they live in Alton. I said Godfrey.
So that's the newlywed game. You all did a very good job. I'm going to declare Mom the winner because only because her prize is also her Mother's Day present.
Oh, so your dad had 9, your mom had 8.
Oh, hello.
So Mom gets 2 bonus points because she's so pretty.
Thank you. You're just looking for points
So-
too.
So Mom, that flower arrangement back there is yours for Mother's Day and as the winner of our newlywed game today.
Oh, thank you.
So congratulations.
That's cool. I like
I'll
that.
help her water it, okay?
There you go. All right. All my questions. Woo. Okay, so let's get to our out of the box thing. We are. Give us our time, Sue.
14:52.
Nice. Find out. So we got about 15 minutes to sit and chat.
Oh, good.
Okay, I guess make sure that's right. All right, so let me ask you guys, how, I'm gonna get a paperweight. How important was church growing up?
Very.
So you guys, you went most Sundays?
Oh,
You guys
every
went?
Sunday.
Oh
Every
yeah, we
Sunday,
were
right?
there every Sunday.
Every Sunday.
Where did
Sunday,
you-
Sunday school and church, and then NYF in the evening.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So I know you went to the Methodist church. You guys go to the Methodist church too?
Yeah.
So did you know each other then?
Well,
Yeah, we knew each other, but yeah, we
he
didn't
was
hang
old,
out
he was one of those
together.
older guys.
But you both had cooties and didn't, yeah. Was, how much older are you? You're just a year or so.
Two years.
older?
2 years.
Okay.
And at that, when we were little and NYF and stuff, that was a lot.
Sure. Sure. So you guys went just about every Sunday. What kind of things did you activities were you part of, or besides NYF? That's
Yeah.
Methodist Youth Fellowship for those of you at home. One of the things like were Grandma and Grandpa part of, and you guys part of different ministries and different activities that you guys do. You remember?
Oh, our parents were part of everything in the church. Ministry.
So that's where we all get it from.
Yeah, oh yeah, they
Oh,
did
yeah.
everything that was leadership. My dad was, his dad was.
Everybody watching now will not think that's a surprise at all, because that's how we are. I mean, we're just involved in everything. So you guys are pretty much the same way.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And my grandma was part of the Ladies' Aid Society, and they did quilts, and they always provided lunches for people at home, and yeah, so, and his mom, gosh, she took over the nursery, and always took care of the kids. I'm answering for you, but
Oh, no, go ahead.
she always took care of all the kids at church. At church, activities at church. Doris came and watched the games with the kids. So, yeah.
Pretty cool. Yeah, what else? Grandpa sang in the choir.
Well, I did too. I think probably I was 16 when I joined the choir. Kids didn't really sing in the choir back then.
Right.
So, yeah. That was one of the things I noticed the other day when we were down there for the funeral. The choir loft was kind of off to the side, and there's probably 25 chairs up there. There were 5. That's last Saturday.
Yeah.
I think that's kind of the way choirs are all over
Yeah.
today. Yeah.
Well, yeah. Yeah. And I remember as a kid, when we go down there for the weekend, we'd go to church there, and I sang in the choir a couple times, I think.
Did you?
I think you
I feel like I did.
did. As much as you were down there, you probably did.
Maybe I did. I feel like I did, though.
Yeah.
Once or twice, not much. When I was older, maybe. But you guys all wore robes and everything.
Oh yeah.
And everybody wore
Oh, yeah.
robes. So maybe I didn't, because I don't think they would have fit me up for a robe.
Oh, they would have
Yeah.
fit you. We had lots
That was
of
probably
robes.
why kids didn't sing in the choir back then.
Yeah. So did you guys do church picnics and all that kind of stuff too? Like we're getting ready to have our church picnic. Do you remember church picnics?
I don't remember picnics. We had a lot of potlucks.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, we had a lot of potlucks.
I've been to a potluck or two at that church.
Oh,
Well, in
they-
fact, when we were down there the other day for our nephew's memorial service, I had asked prior to going down there, Joe Sheets conducted the service for us, and because he was a past pastor down there and knew John, and while I was talking with him, he said that, you know, we Methodists, I'll check on see if they will have a meal for you, because they'll probably insist on it. We probably had one of the best potluck meals we've had in a long, long time, because
Yeah, we
Because
do
they
too.
do.
oh yeah, they still
Yeah.
do it. Yeah.
Anytime there's a funeral at our church, I know the Methodist women, or maybe it's just a small group of women that
Yeah.
they
Yeah.
put together a meal every time. Speaking of Joe Sheets, when I was in middle school, I guess, and attended church camp a couple times, Joe Sheets, and I forget the other pastor, participated every year in the talent show, playing their guitars,
Yeah.
and he and the other pastor were the nose pick brothers.
Oh.
And while they were playing the guitars, they would pick each other's noses with the tuning things. Yeah. So we'll see if somehow this video gets to him. If he recalls that, I'm sure he would.
He still plays in a band.
Does he really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I've seen that on Facebook.
Well,
actually.
yeah, Pastor Tim Pate is in that.
Are they part of the same band? Okay,
Yeah,
so I've seen
yeah,
that.
yeah.
That's funny. So after you guys moved up to this, you got married. We're not going to talk about all that. You move up here. You start going to Metropolitan United Methodist Church at some point.
Yeah, it was First Church when we joined.
So I didn't know that. So it was First Church when you joined,
Yes.
and then they changed to Metropolitan. I only remember Metropolitan.
We merged with another church
Okay.
and became Metropolitan.
And then sometime after we left, they became Alton First
Yeah,
again. Because when they merged with Godfrey, they were Alton First. And
yeah,
still, they refer to themselves as Alton First. And
yeah,
it has to take me a second because I'm always Metropolitan.
yeah.
That's how I
yeah.
remember it. So what year did you join then? Do you remember?
63.
60. Oh yeah, you said that a while ago.
Yeah, well, and in fact, I was talking to somebody recently. The reason we joined that church is we moved here in end of September in '63, and a couple days after we moved into it, our apartment, we had a knock on the door, and it was a lady from the welcome wagon. And I thought recently, we ought to start that back up again. Great way to introduce new people to the community. But yeah, she asked us about if we belonged to a particular church, and we said we were Methodist. We weren't United Methodist back then. We were just Methodists.
Right.
So, and so I think it was probably 1 or 2 days later, we got a call from the pastor down at First Church, and
He actually came to visit.
yeah, he actually came to visit, and we started attending there right away. So.
Did you hear that, Pastor Jay? I'm not trying to put more on your plate. So what did you like most about Metropolitan, First Alton, whatever? What did you like about it down there?
Oh, the people were very friendly.
People are very, because many of them are still at Godfrey, and they are
Oh
absolutely
yeah,
very
oh
friendly.
yeah,
And
a lot of good memories there.
yeah, and we had one kid there, but they were very accepting of kids. They loved kids. And they tolerated a lot of crawling under the pews.
So Mom, what was your favorite memory of having 3 boys in a sanctuary with wooden floors that sloped down?
One of the favorite things is dropping a marble or dropping a car, Hot Wheels.
Hot Wheels, I
Hot
do remember
Wheels.
that.
Mhm. And then not only that, but then dropping to the floor, crawling under the pews before you could catch them, past people's legs, because you would tell right where they were, because people would look around.
I do remember doing that though.
Yes, yes, you did. And so then one of us would have to go fetch you all and bring you back and sit you down.
Yep.
But everybody was very, actually they got a kick out of it because you could tell there wasn't that grumpy look. It was like snicker.
Right.
So they were very patient.
That's always been very cool. And I remember that too. I don't ever remember getting yelled at for doing stuff or anything. And that happens at Godfrey quite a bit. We've had a lot of young kids that the parents think that their kids are disrupting things, and well, and they are, but that's a good thing because you want them to be there, and you should never be embarrassed to be in there and of your kids. Well, you might be embarrassed of some of your kids, not me, of course, but
Well, I understand that, Joe.
yeah, that's how it goes. So, so then the decision was made when I was in 5th grade to move up to Main Street.
Yes.
What drew you to Main Street? I know the answer to this.
Well, I'll give you a little bit of
How about just?
well, yes. Give you a little bit of history. I graduated from SIU in '77, and circumstances over there encouraged me to quit my job and go out and change the world. And I was without a regular job for about a year and a half. During that same time, we probably got a little bit, as a family, we weren't attending as much. And that's just kind of the way it was. And one day our oldest son, John, who was in high school at the time, had a friend up at Main Street who sang with Encounter, and he invited John to come and sing with him, and he did. I became an Encounter junkie that year and went to every concert they had all over town, and Leonard, Jane, and I talked about it later and said, we need to get back, and we decided to get back there because our oldest son was really active in that church up there at the time.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, go ahead.
Not only that, but these guys, Joe and Jack, because they were a lot younger, they actually enjoyed going to that because they were more little kids, I think, their age, and they met friends, and we didn't have to say, get ready for church, get ready. They were up and they got ready because they were excited to go. So
I still remember the first day that we were there. I walked into Sunday school classes, 5th grade, I do remember that. And Bill and Betty Bray taught the 5th grade class.
Oh,
And
yeah.
Scott Harper was the first person I met.
Yes.
He came up and introduced himself, and we're friends still today.
yep,
Yeah.
yep.
So
Yeah.
Yeah, that convinced you, so I didn't have to worry about it. Jack.
yeah, and Scott and I became acolytes. Scott's mom played the organ. Gwen Harper played the organ at Main Street. So Scott was there for the early service every Sunday, and he was the only acolyte, and he asked me to join him, so then I did. So then one of you had to drag me to church for the early service every Sunday. But yeah, it was cool, and we were there for 25 years, something like that. And Bill Fester was the pastor then, and he was there up until he retired. He retired.
I'm thinking 2001 or 2.
So he retired, I guess, a year or so before we stopped going, and we had similar circumstances as you leaving Metropolitan. We just job changes and career. I mean, I did the same thing. I changed careers and did stuff, and it just wasn't the right fit. There was nothing in particular that was going on at Main
Yeah.
Street that I remember. It just
Yeah.
somehow just didn't feel right anymore, and we went about a year and a half where we shopped around until I walked into Godfrey First. I was working at the Red Cross at the time, and we were talking. I just went to go talk about a blood drive, and I'd forgotten that the two churches had merged. And I walk in and I see the Safes and the Hansons and the
Yeah.
Jarnets and
Yeah.
all those people that I knew from Metropolitan, and it was home the minute I was in there.
Yeah.
So, Sue, where are we on time?
28.
28. All right. So I got a couple more. We may actually have to do a part 2 today too. So I think we can wrap up. So you guys, you've been at Main Street since
1980.
1980. Holy cow! But in the last few years, Mom has started attending out at Godfrey because of me. Let's be honest. She's been
I think more about the grandkids.
It could be.
partly you and Sue, but mostly about the grandkids.
And Dad, you stayed very active. You're still very active at Main Street.
Yeah.
How does that work at home?
It works okay because we're both happy. I was not happy where I was for various reasons, which we can talk about. But yeah, Dad's right. Matthew and Natalie and Bradley and you and Jude and Susan were all out there, and a lot of you were participating in singing.
Choir, bell choir, that kind of
Yeah.
stuff.
And I enjoyed watching them do that, and it just felt like the right place to be. And the people were wonderful.
And you got back in with some of the people from Metropolitan
Right.
and
Oh yeah.
reconnected with them. And I don't want you guys to think that they're totally separate. You've come and sung in our choir a few times with
Yeah.
cantatas and stuff. And Mom, you still go to Main Street when there's stuff going on there. And I know you guys give to both and all that, so they're supporting two churches at once. So yeah, so this is a better fit for you. You just
Right.
yeah, I get that.
And we talked about it. It wasn't one of those, fighting things or other things. It was something we agreed on, and he understood why I wanted to do it.
And you said my favorite child is out at Godfrey,
And I did.
and I really feel like I should.
She never gives up, does
No,
she?
honey, I know. It's
Oh.
okay. It's okay.
Susan's rolling her eyes too. We all know that.
He is a joy. I will tell you that. He is a joy.
So, I know when we were growing up, well, let me fast forward a little bit. When Matthew was going through confirmation class, I sat in with him on that. We went to a retreat together with the whole class. And in that, at that retreat, the pastor that was leading it came out and said, hey, I want you guys to identify the time in your life when you knew you accepted Christ. When, like that light bulb moment. And Matt turned to me, and he's like, I didn't really have a light bulb moment. It's just what we did. We always did it. And I'm like, yeah, it's kind of the same way. When I went to confirmation class, it was because I was that age. Our whole class went to confirmation class.
Yeah.
We just did it. We didn't have those light bulb moments. Do you guys remember having a light bulb moment for yourself, or is it just something you guys did?
I don't remember having a light bulb moment, no. As high school youth, we went to church camp every year, and that was something that was impressed upon us, but I didn't have any light bulb moment. It's like you say, church has been a way of life for us. I've heard people say, well, the reason I don't go to church is because that's the only day our family has together. Well, and I remember you one time says, what better place could you do with your family than go to church? I remember you saying that one time. And that's it. It's just like, today your kids get up and go to school. On Sunday we got up and went to church. That was just the thing we did. It's always been an important part of our life. I think it's being surrounded by people that are in the same vein as you are, I guess you would say.
Right.
I can think, and it's easy for me to look back on my life and see God at work in my life. It's kind of hard to tell it when it's going on because things get a little bit crazy and stupid sometimes, but when you look back on your life and say, boy, when I was going through that and had that hard time even, I wouldn't have made this choice at that time because I would have been doing something else, and I wouldn't be in the place I am today without some of those trials and difficulties. So I think definitely God has had a definite part of my own life shaping me and what I do.
I can remember.
Don't do that. Go ahead, Mom.
I can remember going through the junior high school time. When Dad was talking about going, I always went to church camp in the summertime. I cannot tell you how many, and they were well-meaning leaders. You have to walk down the aisle and go to the altar before you can never be received by Christ. You have to be able to do this and this and this before you can be received by Christ. Well, I was terrified. I didn't like walking down in front of people.
Right.
And I thought, I will never be accepted. And you know what? Every Sunday when we picked Grandma up in the back, in her little gazebo thing, we picked her up. That was a God moment. We picked up Grandma and went to church. And I thought, you don't have to do anything special, but they kept telling me I had to do that.
Yeah.
And finally it dawned on me, no, you don't. You just have to believe.
Well, you're leading me into my final question, because I know we're over time, but during the pandemic, oh, by the way, Mom's nervous today. I mean, she's nervous about walking down the altar. She's nervous today too. During the pandemic, when churches had to shut down, we all had to find different ways to do things. This, I wouldn't have thought to do interview here on my patio until the pandemic forced us to figure out different ways and new ways. So, how did you guys worship during the pandemic? I know the answer to those two. Online.
I know you have expressed in some of your discussions with people at Godfrey about the importance of having that online presence. I know that there was one Sunday we went to 4 different services, and we usually started out with St. Matthew in Belleville at 9 o'clock, and then we did you guys later on, and then we had a friend who lived out in Pennsylvania. She called and says, hey, you need to watch our service this Sunday morning. We'll have something special. We watched that, and then actually watched Main Streets the next day because it was online. So, oh yeah, it's but and then I was very impressed. This last Sunday when you had your guy from France attend service. Yeah. I mean, he wouldn't have been there if it hadn't been online. Yeah.
Right. And
so,
I know.
But I think it really is important to get back to in person. It really is. But there are a lot of times when you're not able to be there in person on that particular date, on that particular time, and you can chime in wherever you are.
Right.
You know.
And that's where you talk about growing up. Your family time was Sunday at church.
Yeah.
That's what you did. And now today, because society doesn't view Sunday like that as much anymore, there are more conflicts going on. And as much as we don't like it and don't want to accept it and all that kind of stuff, it's happening. It's just happening. So you never would have driven to 4 different services on a Sunday, but it's cool that you got to watch them.
I understand we're going to 3 different services sometime this summer.
We are. We actually doing that in person. Ignite's
person.
doing that. Yeah. Ignite's doing Elsa, Alton, Grace, and Hartford all on the same Sunday morning. Yeah. We've been talking about that for a couple of years. COVID shut us down a couple of years ago. Well, that's all the questions I have. What are our time? How much did we go over?
38.
Only 8 minutes. That's fine. It's been worth it. Thank you guys for joining me. Is there anything else you want to add to our little presentation today?
We'll probably think of all kinds of stuff on the way home.
I do want to add one thing.
We can do a part 2 next time. We'll have you back.
Can I
Go
just
ahead.
add one quick thing?
Sure.
The fact that Dad and I and my mom and Dad and his mom and Dad and our grandparents all went to church, we are very blessed that we have 3 sons with 3 wives and all their kids that attend church every Sunday too now, and we feel very blessed about that.
I don't know about the grandkids, but
Well, they'll come to it. They'll come back to it.
they'll come back to it.
We all have that. We all have that when we first out of school.
Oh, yeah.
Kind of get away. They'll come back.
They'll come back. We talk about it all the time.
Yeah.
But that's a different discussion for a different day that I'd love to have you back for. So, Sue, you got anything you want to add? All right, so for my mom and dad, thanks for joining me again. Love you guys. Happy anniversary next week. Mom, your newlywed game prize, your Mother's Day present, is over there.
And I love it.
You're welcome. So you take that with you when you go. That's out of the box for this week. Thank you guys for joining us. We will see you next week when we will, in fact, have youth with us. Younger people.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, younger people.
Thank you.
Blessings, everyone.